And my understanding was that there was going to be a $250,000 copay.
Yeah, there was, and that was if we were going after more scope. After talking with Naira, he suggested that we move the scope down. So we were going to go after all up to final design. And after talking to him, we went from what was $1 million ask to a $5 million ask. I was like, I don't think we can do that. So bring it back down. And really it was like the unknowns of him not knowing. And so he was adding padding to every quote just because he didn't know where the feasibility was. So
Okay,
we just
so
said, time out,
let's
go after
assume
the
that we
smaller
can
scope.
provide the 17,000. What will we end up with when that's
We would
spent?
end up with a rough order of magnitude cost, preliminary engineering, and a down selected concept that's coordinated amongst PennDOT and us, Hayesville. So there's some stakeholder, there's some like right of way, it's all in that thing that I sent. Actually, I didn't print it out, so it's in your email. So it's more or less like the feasibility, 3 different concepts, 1 down selected, and then sort of rough orders of magnitude of everything else. Not final design.
Are you going to be looking at the same options that we investigated 10 years ago? No, new options.
No, those ones like tear down people's homes.
Yeah, that's what
So-
okay. I thought that you said that we were going to revisit those in this.
I think the concepts are fine, their locations are not fine. So the concepts in general are relatively standard.
Okay, can I just ask, what are the options all overpasses?
Yes. No, they're not. They're not. Sorry. I think that we should do an overpass. That's why I said yes. But no, the options are not all overpasses. There was one by the Coast Guard. There was one by Glenfield. And then there was an overpass and then a T structure.
Okay, those were the historical ones, right?
Yeah.
I thought we weren't going to even look at those.
We're not. So what's the
Okay,
question?
so
sorry.
I'm just curious. What are the possible options other than those?
I don't think there are other options. I think there are location tweaks to those options. The 2
Okay.
roads that are the Coast Guard and the Glenfield, I don't think are feasible. Based on talking with Naira, we don't believe those are feasible. The overpass structure is feasible. It's just a matter of location. So they had an overpass structure that went over top of my neighbor's house. But I think if you moved the overpass structure to either before that, like before my house, right up as you come up that Beaver Road Extension Hill, or into Hayesville, there are plenty of options that, not plenty, there are available spaces that you could go with an overpass.
Okay.
This is what Naira believes.
Given that if we were to go through with this study, then the next step, if we have something that looks desirable, would be to fund the construction of it, which is a major, huge
Yes,
cost.
yes.
Is it, I know that the borough can't afford a huge expenditure. Is it reasonable to think we can get grants to cover the
It's 100%
construction?
reasonable, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I think that it's up to the rest of council to, and I think, Craig, you should tell us what the budget might allow here.
And that's not clear at this point. We have, as I mentioned in the last meeting, a number of unknowns kind of coming up soon, and we already have an outstanding loan.
And I found that that's for 15 more years. Yeah.
And we couldn't renegotiate because the loan has a 2 handle on it. It's 2 point something. And we wouldn't get
Never
anything near
get
that
anywhere close to that.
anymore. So, and we can't, it's not open-ended, we can't reopen it and just say we want to add another X thousand dollars. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Okay.
So that is locked in at this point.
What is that loan for?
That was for
Sycamore Road.
Sycamore.
fixing Sycamore. So that
When
was-
did we take that out?
I would say it was 3 years ago. We redid all of the stormwater drainage and then the repaving of the road from Beaver all the way up to the Aleppo boundary.
And that debt was structured as what? Bonds?
No, a loan.
It's a
Loan,
A
bank loan.
Yeah.
It's a loan, it has reset a couple times, I think it has finished
Right,
resetting.
but it's like super low,
Yes, yeah.
which was why we took that.
How'd we get it?
I
Boy.
heard they begged from FNB.
Oh,
Begged-
it's like a commercial loan.
Yeah, yeah, it's municipal loan,
Okay.
so, yeah, it was something.
And the term on that is 15 years? We
It was 20, I think, so maybe
Well,
it's been
So it's
5
15
years.
down to
I
down to
think
5.
it matures in 42,
Okay.
so that's a little bit more, but we're talking about significant outlays for many years.
Oh, I'm just, that was the first I'd heard of any debt. I didn't realize. Is that the only debt that there is out there?
It's the only one I'm aware of.
Okay.
So there's that and the open issues that we have with waste management coming up, a renegotiation there, and some variability in terms of the revenue that we expect to come in. Earned income tax is down. There is one house that I know sold, so we'll get some transfer tax there. That's right on Osborne Lane, but I don't know if there are any more, even really on the market at this point.
My neighbor's going up next week, but it's not much.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
So, and I met with Diane earlier today, just to go over these things and make sure we're on the same page. And and she was going to reach out to Patrick Connor or O'Connor?
Connor,
Connor.
yeah.
Who is no longer.
No longer
the
there.
cog, but he's a helpful guy, and he's willing, and he was thinking, the feedback I got, and I'm not gonna call anybody out, but it was saying it's rather pie in the sky. But I haven't been able to articulate the process. I was not involved in the conversation. But he seemed, Diane relayed to me that he seemed skeptical that, we could get the grants. So I'd love to have a conversation if it counters what you're thinking.
I talked to him, like, right before I came on council, and he was, I felt like he was confident at that time, and we were talking much bigger numbers. At $17,000, we're not really,
Right.
that's not a lot to apply for in a grant.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the other thing is, I'm not sure we'd be under an obligation to take the grant where we awarded the grant
Mhm.
and not successful in getting cost sharing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, and I have to say, having this being my first full year on this, I'm not familiar with the process. I'm not familiar with what the hit ratio is on getting these things. So I have to, I'd have to reach out to a wider audience just to see what people's experience have. And pull more people in.
Michelle is new, right?
Mhm.
She's new there. So I don't know either. But we've received some in the past, correct? Gaming grants?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, and I found some examples of
That's
like
what-
hundreds of thousands of dollars that,
We redid all of our storm sewer inlets
yeah.
and relined sewer on Center Street. So it was a nice package, 150,000.
Yeah, so that I think is more the tune, and then some of them are lower dollar. I've asked NS, they said that their safety first grant is low. My issue here is I just don't have time to close on any of those. Like, I think that we can, and there's like 5 options of what we can do. But and I could put them in the package as these are pending, we're going to apply. I just don't think it's very strong.
I asked myself if we might want to reconsider the quiet zone option, even though this particular grant is for a much bigger project and is tempting. But if we were to pull back and just work on that quiet zone option, I think that it wouldn't be quite as scary a financial commitment. And it would do something very substantial for the quality of life of our residents. And so my question is, how do you weigh, whether to go for the big, what if we go and we find that we can't afford the construction? We go through this study you're suggesting. Then
I don't think we will be able to afford the construction. I don't think this is a Glen Osborne issue. And this has become so clear as I have researched this, that this is not our issue, but we are in a position to gather support for it. But I will never come here and suggest that we should foot the bill. And so I've researched it, I mentioned this via email, but there's been 150 accidents in the past 5 years. I saw 2 this week. My husband was a first responder to one, people, it's the same thing every time. Someone's turning left while someone else is blocking the crossing, every single time.
Is that a fairly accurate number, 150 crashes in 5 years?
150 vehicles involved in it, and I think it's highly underreported.
Wow.
Highly
I hear a siren, so I have an app, Pulse Point it's called, and it tells you basically where a call happens around, like what intersection, what house number. I hear about once a week
Once a week is my
sirens
guess.
going past the elementary school. I look on my app and it's always
Always the intersection.
the intersection. And they have to, I know just, given the way the intersection is, they have to be serious,
Yes.
every time, So,
Totaled vehicles,
yeah.
2
it's-
fatalities, 2 people have died there in the past 5 years. That's just the
Yeah.
past
You're
5
talking
years.
about that River Road down Baltimore.
Yes.
That is what
I know, just even pulling out.
It's
and people
dangerous.
flying down the road and
Mhm.
never even look into the light, they just fly right through the light.
So I know it's underreported, and that is just the number that I see, and like I said, 2 this week, 2 within 3 days, actually. And that's just 2 different incidents where 4 vehicles were completely totaled, and multiple people were involved. So I have no patience for saying that we should ignore it. I have 0 patience for that. I do realize it is a shared situation, and it's one where they actually have all of the counties from downtown Pittsburgh all the way to Beaver are collaborating on a Route 65 corridor grant, that they're going after tons and tons of funding to address Route 65. And I said to Michelle, who's the KV-COG lady, said, if we are successful in getting this planning, can we submit that as part of this 65 corridor action? She's like, absolutely, I love that idea. Michael Baker's working on that. So there is a path that does not involve us, right? But what I'm asking for is support to get it across the line. And the quiet zone, the more I would love the quiet zone. That would make a big difference in my life. It's not that, so the change in support I got from the railroad, from shifting from a quiet zone to a railroad elimination was night and day, drastically different. They have 0 interest in supporting a quiet zone, 0. They told us that, I heard this week, they'd give us $75,000 if we shut the crossing. They'll give us an incentive for shutting the crossing. They told me, if you wanna talk to us about a quiet zone, you have to pay us $20,000 to start the process. It's just like a night and day difference. They're just not, it doesn't affect them, it doesn't help them.
You shut that zone and their insurance goes down.
Oh, it's amazing for them, right?
Yeah.
And I don't doubt if we push them hard enough, they'll chip in.
So would they give us the 20% to do this?
I asked, and I think there's still room for it, but I need more time.
Okay.
I asked yesterday.
Okay.
So, I think the answer could be, because they have the Safety First grant, which is $15K up to that, and that could be enough, yeah.
Which would knock down our,
Could be like
18,
nothing.
I mean,
That's
it's
why-
only $3 grand or something, we'd have to throw it.
Right, and there's 3 other ones that we could go after too. Most of them start in August, so the timing is August, and they're awarded after that.
I think that
Would your approach then be to say, look, we have a potential solution for this, and this is the solution we'd like to implement into the 65 corridor
Yes.
project?
Yes,
And then that would pay for it?
yes, without any matching, right? And I don't know what that looks like, I don't understand who just know that's happening, and then,
Yeah, the state is funding that.
is it? Okay.
Why did the Glenfield and Coast Guard options fail?
You have to build a road on the river. Like,
So
the-
there's no room on the land for.
There's no
There's, yeah, there's, what we have is, we have the Coast Guard option. One of the problems with that is you're going over like a federal base, a military installation, which is highly frowned upon. Plus, getting under the track, I think that's 7-foot clearance or something like that. It's not a full clearance. Coming the other way, if you're coming from Glenfield, if you look at the shore, and you can look at it on just the Google Maps, you'll see that there's, like, what do they call it, riprap? The rock that comes directly down from the,
Like here,
railroad tracks down into the river, so there's actually a space where you can't really put a road there. And if you were to put it in there, then you have to almost make a bridge or a causeway that would come down that way.
So much cheaper, a bridge or an overpass or a causeway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
And
Who
then
knows?
on top of the causeway, you need, like, it just pops out into the end, which is, there's no actual road on the Hazel side there.
Yeah, it's a very narrow road.
A one-way,
Hmm.
weird.
We're next to those warehouses.
In the
or
Yeah.
industrial.
And that's actually the old Lincoln Highway, believe it or not.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The original Lincoln Highway is in Glenfield, and with the rocks, the stone rocks. But that's how old, what that originally was.
Horse and buggy days.
Yeah.
There's still remnants of that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So what you're asking is for the borough to commit to spending 17,000 in case you don't get these grants.
So, yes, and with the option of we pull out if we can't afford it too.
Oh, we could do that?
I don't see why not. You don't have to take the government's money in the end.
Okay.
I mean,
We-
if there's not a commitment, then what's the
Yeah,
problem?
what's the problem? I don't see any problem.
I don't see why we would be obligated to take their money and pay, there's no bill if we don't do it, right? If we don't initiate it, there is no bill to be paid. So my request is at a minimum, I'm gonna try my darndest to get this paid for, and in the end, we make the decision later. I'd just rather actually be considered now and put our best foot forward.
Well, I think you've gotten quite a bit of consideration with this conversation, and I think I get the feeling from council that we support your effort here and think that it's valuable and worth shooting for. Is there anything else you want from us?
I would need a commitment letter, which again, this is, on the record now, we'll see this, like, if we don't get it, we will preserve the option to not spend it later. But I would need a commitment letter for the cost share, and that would be enough.
Would you generate that letter and
Yeah.
so that we could, and I would like authorization from council to sign it, that's all.
Do we need, like, in our budget, the theoretical?
No,
You know,
you just need a letter.
okay.
That's enough.
I'm a little bit
Meeting
confused. We're right now trying to commit to $17,000. I mean, we're gonna spend that regardless.
No,
No,
we are
Not at all.
saying that we're gonna write a letter that says that we are gonna generate the cost share, and then independently, I'm going to try to go find a grant that covers the cost share.
Okay, okay.
But I don't have enough time to do that and have a grant in hand
Uh-huh.
prior to submittal in 6 days.
Okay, then what's the $17,000 commitment for?
so for the application.
For the application?
You need to have 20% cost share,
Okay, but I thought we were talking about a feasibility study,
yes.
and that's the same thing? The feasibility study and the application?
That, yes, it would fund the rest of the $90,000.
Okay.
That is the feasibility study. So the federal government pitches in 80% of that, we commit to 20% of that. And then we also try to negate that 20% through other means.
Okay, then what's the next step after that? Is it to actually apply for a larger grant?
Oh, after the feasibility study?
Yes.
That would be, then we would submit those plans to the 65 corridor Michael Baker team. That is, and hopefully, and if that doesn't work, I'll look for other options, honestly, there's a bunch of other options. There's this one in another round, or other railroad ones, but most of those are gonna have cost share, so I'd rather, first primary is the 65 corridor.
So
Like-
we're initiating this.
Yes.
There's nothing on the table right now that somebody else is, nobody's trying to fix this other than us.
Not that I know of.
Okay, okay.
People complain about it.
Well, easy to complain.
All right.
I'll add, just
go
as,
ahead.
as a bit of color, I told you I had dinner with Mayor Carrier and Mayor Boswell. And in that dinner, I said to them, is there anything you feel like you left undone? Is there anything that while you were there, as you leave this experience, you feel like you could do? And Mayor Carrier said, that intersection has always felt to me like something that needs to be solved. And we've tried. I think she had looked at overpasses before.
Obviously, yeah.
And that was her regret.
That's
So let's learn from the people that were here before us and not have that regret later.
Oh, well, we'll try.
Yeah.
I mean,
The proposals that you've seen, or that have been passed, where would I guess there are different locations where they could potentially put an overpass?
Yeah.
What would happen to that traffic flow at the bottom of the hill there at Beaver, at that river? Because I mean, part of the problem is people are coming from all different directions.
I know.
Would that be changed, or is it just a matter of getting across the railroad tracks?
Well, you would no longer have a left turn going, is that west? You would no longer have a left turn going west. So like, for example, the crash that my
So it'd be no
daughter
left
was
turn.
in, she was turning left while someone else was stopped and also turning left. So that person that was stopped and turning left blocked her view from seeing the oncoming truck that hit her.
Okay.
So
But
that
you-
person no longer sits there.
You'd still have the traffic coming down the hill,
I-
what's that called then?
I think so, that's river,
And then you'd have Beaver, and then you'd also have
65.
the 65.
You just don't have river. That's at a minimum. I don't know. In my imagination, I imagine there's things that you can do with getting rid of, like, you don't necessarily need to have beaver. Or could you build a bridge over a river? There's other things, but I don't know if those are feasible.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, what is the hazard? I mean, what is the primary hazard? What's causing these
The left-hand
accidents?
turns.
No turning lanes and
Yeah,
there's a
That-
lot of-
okay.
You almost wish if those, commercial properties weren't there, we could build a jug handle and, go right to turn left. But I don't
Mm.
see us having the room
Okay.
for that.
The jug handle was one of the things.
Was it an option along the way?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think it probably, like, I don't know, but like, if you look before the speakeasy, there's hardly anything there.
Right.
But then there's not really a lot of roads along there, so it depends. You just have to build more infrastructure on the other side if you go into Hayesville.
Are the accidents overwhelmingly from the westbound side crossing
They're
over?
really both.
I thought, because I see people come frighteningly close, to people just waiting to turn right. And the drivers are just not expecting it, or not planning for it.
On the westbound.
Eastbound, so they're waiting to turn right to go in, maybe there's a train there.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
such.
yeah.
I think another big problem there is that straightaway, and people are just,
They go too fast.
they go way too fast.
Yeah, go way too fast. Yeah, and there's even, like, there's a pedestrian that's been killed there, struck by a train.
Mm.
There was a motorcycle accident where the guy was killed. There's incidents where the trains hit cars, like, some lady got confused and drove her car onto the tracks.
I drove around the barrier that's down and Like the arm comes
onto
down,
the track.
flashing
Yeah,
lights.
they go around.
Yeah, and then there was a train coming, they had to push her off.
Even an Amtrak, I remember an
This was a
Amtrak
few weeks ago.
train hitting a truck there, a tractor trailer there. Took it out.
Literally, the police chief pushed a car off the tracks to save his life a few weeks ago. Like, these are the conversations I have with people.
Well, I took my first drive over on the other side, and coming back, it's kinda scary.
Mhm.
The way you have to come up on the,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know where you're.
Yeah, you really don't even know where to stop.
You have no
Mhm.
idea,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then you try to like pull up and you're on the tracks.
Mhm.
The the light's still red. Anyway.
You know, I didn't even think about this. Even if we eliminate the railroad crossing, there is still a major problem at that intersection, which is what Gary was bringing up. Is there any way of incorporating a study of that intersection, including just the Beaver Road, River Road,
Yeah.
Route
I
65
think so, yeah.
conundrum there?
I think it'll help to eliminate the crossing because you eliminate one of the left-hand turn issues and you eliminate the standing cars.
And the right-hand turn.
And the right-hand turn issues, yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it'd get rid of like 70%, maybe even 80%, but it's still, I counted like the number of active ways a car can be coming at you, it's like 15. From, like, if you're standing in the middle of the intersection, you can look and a car can be on like 15 different lanes, at any given point, so it's very complicated, and I think, you know, even like the offshoot of Beaver is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't know, I would love to see, I even looked like, can you come around River and you just build a bridge over it? And so you just don't have any of that, and it's possible, but then you're rerouting people about a mile and a half. I
Mhm.
don't know if people like that. So I would love them to explore multiple areas that address the overall safety, not just eliminating the railroad because we can get money to do it, but, yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone in council that has an objection to me signing a letter of support for this initiative? I will sign that letter.
I'll get it to you soon.
Okay.
Thank
All
you
right.
for all your efforts on that.
I can do it this time.
Public services, we have the video recording going on right now. I'm eager to see the recording once I get home.
Can I just ask a question? I'm going to be building, of course, a database. This is what the whole the whole QR code is. Is it safe to say that I can put everybody on council's email address in that database? Is there anybody that does not want to be in that database? Okay, cool. Thanks.
When do we get our new emails?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can talk about that.
Soon.
So, yeah, hopefully soon. I need to, so Matt had emailed her recently, Sarah, who does the website, about updating, because we had some old information still on there. I haven't been able to follow up consistently, so I'm gonna follow up on that email and ask her and include Gary and keep you on that, just because I know you're, you know, especially with the streaming, very interested in that. But I'll try and move those along, because I thought she had created them, but she was supposed to send out basically instructions how to access them, and that never came, so I need to follow up on that.
And also, will there be a link on our website for residents to access these recordings?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, that seems to me to be an obvious.
yeah, that's an easy one.
And you had mentioned before that the recording is our official minutes.
No.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm still keeping them.
please. I
But
appreciate
you
that,
can
Greg.
refer to the recording, or no?
Let's talk about this offline.
Okay.
Moving on to Public Works, Anna and Clint are working on a draft bid statement for our Public Works contract, and apparently it's not going to be very much effort on Clint's part. He's going to just sort of tweak what we did for our last bid. And Anna suggested that we make a motion to advertise in our July meeting and then have the bids go out in August. So that's what's in the planning stage for our public works contract. Any other concerns about the public works contract?
The tree that came down, over on Beaver that was across and it's, right at the bridge as you're going towards Swiftly.
Oh, yeah.
Who, half of the tree, or most of the tree is left. Is that the neighbor's responsibility?
That is it is the homeowner's responsibility.
Now, did they also take care of what was over the road, over Beaver, or did we take care of that?
As far as I know, we took care of it. I saw Brian Brown's crew out
Yeah.
there doing the work. And I think that there was damage done to the guardrail that
Guardrail mess.
goes across the bridge, and two of our little ornamental trees that are along the sidewalk there were damaged, killed, basically. Diane is working with Anna on how best to go through with this. We're gonna ask Clint to look at the damage done to the guardrail to see if it's minimal enough to let the borough handle that. Otherwise, we have to go to the homeowner and
Yeah.
ask the homeowner to help us pay for that.
And then whatever happened to the tree on Boundary?
That's been taken down.
Okay.
It's just a little pile of chips now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first tree issue was on, over the Davis Run.
Yeah, that was the one over Davis Run.
And I was curious too, that Brian was doing that work. I thought we had a tree person.
Oh, this
Well,
emergency type.
Oh.
Yeah, if it's something that's crossing our road,
Okay.
Brian will jump in
Okay.
because we don't want to wait for
Yeah.
another
As long as it's not
tree.
on power lines, he'll
Now, how do we handle that, paying it? Is that separate from his contract?
It's just by the hour,
Okay.
hourly rate.
It's in the contract. If you
Okay.
look at what we're bidding for next time, it breaks it
Yeah.
out
I mean, they were there.
all day.
I know, that
Yeah.
was really nice. It happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, on the contract, did we settle on the extension?
I thought we did. It was gonna be 3-year term with two
Okay,
extra year extensions if necessary.
okay.
But that will, when we see it at our meeting, I believe it'll be at our next meeting. I'll check with Clint on June 16th. We'll be able to establish, we'll see whether they put that 3-year term in or not. Down to the Finance Committee, anything, Greg?
No, I do not have updated numbers from our last meeting, so
Okay.
everything still holds as it was before. Question marks as we go forward, but as we need to raise money and where can we get money if we need it,
Mm-hmm.
still remains tax revenue,
Yeah.
purchases and sales of
Real estate.
real estate, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, so we're still in the same spot without much of an update.
Okay. For zoning, have you been able to make an application for this zoning change? Did you get the application form to apply for this zoning ordinance update?
So, when I got a little bit with Anna, they said that they had a bunch of, they had a running list of things that they wanted to update in our zoning, and they were going to come back with that. That was the latest that I had from them.
Okay.
So, what I'm doing personally, I just applied for the fence, because that's in order to get the permit I need to. But that aside, on the update, there was a bunch of things that were coming together that we were supposed to look at, but I don't think we have that yet from Anna and Clint.
Okay, I'll check back and see if I can't figure out what we need to do next.
I can ask, I have an
Okay.
email on it, I'll follow up.
Good, I appreciate that. Now, for new business, there are two items. One, I sent you all an email about this Allegheny County Department of Human Services trying to plan for emergency cooling centers in the different municipalities. Did you get that email? I don't, maybe you didn't see it, but it just gave it to you today. But there's a survey that they're asking us to fill out, which asks for specific buildings, their address, their hours of operation, and so forth, so that they can be a source of information for Allegheny County residents about what to do if it gets too hot for them in their homes. I don't know of any place in our borough that would be a good cooling center except this building right here, and I don't even know if it's open during the summer. So I will check into that and try and find out. Bill, do you know any place that we could consider as a cooling center?
Little library.
That's not
Okay.
our borough, is it?
For Sewickley Borough? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
It's not very cool in the summer.
Is there any other cooling?
The library, I don't even know if they have a generator though. I think you're looking at something here, assuming power goes out,
Mhm. Ooh,
I believe they have a generator here. I don't know that it runs the AC, or if it runs.
would you
lights.
be willing to look into that?
We can find out about that.
And did you get my email?
I did get
And
the email.
you can, there's a link where you can get the survey. If you can fill out that survey for us, that would be
I
wonderful.
will do that.
Thank you, Bill.
Is the hospital an option? If they do us backup?
I would hope so.
The YMCA too, probably.
Oh,
Well,
the
the
ones.
Y, yeah.
I hope that Sewickley is moving on those, Sewickley Borough. We might want to just check with them to see,
Right.
are they responding to this
What about the
survey?
church across the street?
There's another one. Good point.
And you also have the Christian school down here, the former church. I think that's all air conditioned. I don't know if they have the backup though.
On Beaver Road, going down to Sewickley?
Looks cool in there.
They should accommodate us just for the inconvenience of all those people.
Like the morning traffic.
Yeah.
The one that's running a school
Yes,
down there.
where they put the
trailers.
My
The
daughter
trailers.
goes there. My daughter goes there,
I guess they'd get
I don't think it's
special consideration as a Christian
No,
school as
it's just
opposed
like
to a
old
regular
building
business.
Yeah.
I mean, not for nothing, they're asking for within your municipality.
A second bit of new business. Today, Anna Jewett called me or emailed me and said, could we have a conference call? And so at 1 o'clock, she, Diane, and I were on conference call. And the reason for the conference call was that Anna is experiencing overload with her work. And she,
Is this executive session?
Yeah, is this?
oh, that's a good point. Thank you.
So
Can
he
we,
needs to turn that off.
Let's meet, I'd like to have an executive session too, so can we have this at the end of the meeting?
well, this is the end of the meeting, as far as I'm concerned.
Then let's end the meeting and let me stop so we have anything else to
Okay.
add?
So, should I ask for an adjournment then?
No, because I think we're gonna technically end the meeting later, but if we can agree that we're not gonna have any other business, then I feel comfortable ending the recording if we won't handle anything after the meeting.
Is
After the
there any
executive
other
session.
new business or old business? I think we are.
All right, so we'll go into executive session now.